Dear colleagues, we are pleased to present to you a result of our research and work teaching model of education robotics course of a natural science teacher. Any system of education must satisfy the requirement of the society and the labor market. Major trends influence the development and cause the changes of the society. These trends are humanization, globalization, automatization, robotization. The new technologies arise smart Internet of Things, big data, and etc. On the one hand, there is increasing demand of the engineering professionals in the labor market. On the other hand, technical knowledge of other scientifics is also required. So, in the World Economic Forum, the top 10 skills which are necessary the success in the fourth industrial revolution are announced. 5 out of 10 skills are related of communication, negotiation and managing skills as well as understanding and serving skills. Another 4 fields are related to brain abilities, to think fast, to see the core of things, to solve problems, to generate new projects and ideas. A high level of education is required to the country's economic development. Education system is in the search of new ways of education students for successful professional works. So they need good knowledge of engineering, mathematics and physics. Educators are looking new ways to education, but number of children who are interested in math and physics is decreasing. So we are searching for new ways how to motivate them. The key of the successful implementation of any innovation in education is the teacher. Therefore, the preparation of teacher who knows how to master new technologies on his own satisfactorily evaluates various methods, sees the pedagogical value of various technologies, is technically competent and able to apply education methods become an especially important task. The aim of the article is to develop a model and determine ways of teaching future teachers the basics of educational robotics and presents the development program for studying educational robotics for students of teacher specialties. STEM education is one such ways. STEM means science, technology, engineering, math. This project work interdisciplinary methods and make it as one background of the system of education. STEM education contributes to formation skills need to labor market. The main technologies and radical products of the future of the uh, go engineering, intellectual engineering system, radical materials, scientific biology, individual genomics, biointerface, solar energy, atmospheric rechangeable batteries, smart navigation system, artificial intelligence, other. All of these areas are multidisciplinary in nature and require STEM professions. Robotics is one area of modern STEM education. The main purpose of the introduction of educational robotics related to the social order of society, to form a person who is able to set educational goals independently, to design ways to their realization, to control and evaluate their achievements, to work with different sources of information, to evaluate them and to formulate their own options and adjustments on this basic evaluate and create your own design, embark on the path of research and market. That is the main goals of the formation of key competencies and soft skills. However, the biggest problem with the STEM implementation is the lack of teachers with the necessary skills. The problem of preparing future teacher for STEM implementation, in particular education robotics, involves two aspects. The first aspect is pedagogical. It refers to the teacher's understanding of STEM principles, ability to implement projects and apply research methods in teaching. In this aspect, it is important for the teacher to be able to organize the work of students on the project in groups to help the children with the plan to plan the work on the project and to share the roles and tasks in them. The second aspect can be called technology. It is more concerned with the ability to the teacher himself to master new technologies, in particular robotics constructor and their programming environment. Ability to predict what difficult students may encounter in the process of mastering new technologies, to select the technical means that will best meet the education objective of students of a certain age. Another complexity that when teaching teachers the use of STEM at school is interdisciplinary. This is knowledge from the other areas required for project implementation. Today in Ukraine there are such specialists in this teacher of physics, the teacher of mathematics, the teacher of informatics, but STEM projects require knowledge from the different fields. For example, the project of creating a smart greenhouse requires knowledge of botany, engineering, physics, mathematics, programming, special interest of the economic calculation for the cost of creating a greenhouse, maintenance cost, scale and payback period of the real smart greenhouse system. STEM training courses are currently being developed of students and future teachers. Therefore, introducing the additional educational robotics course for the future teachers is an important part of the professional training. In school curricula, there are no separate discipline robotics. Their programs are used in formal education instruction, in a particular extracurricular non-formal education. It should be noted that classes in robotics are held in schools in fragment. In the study of individual topics of physics, computer science, technology, or optionally. The reasons for this, as mentioned above, of the insufficient number of teachers who are ready to use robotics in the educational process. To rectify the situation at Kherson State University, the course Educational Robotics was developed to prepare future teachers of natural science. The purpose of the course effective application of innovative method of teaching future teacher the work of the teachers. Cognitive task of the course generate understanding basic principles for creating robotic devices, principles of operating and interaction of various electronic components, structures and algorithm for creating robotic device. Create condition for future improving the scientific search for problem solving, proving their work by technology, actualization of cognitive activity, implementation of design and research activities in accordance with the current level of technology. Practical task, of course, to form skills to work with sensor and device of robotic system, to able to create the test basic design of educational robotic kits, to develop program code of construction of robotics, modify the extended the capabilities of robotic device, to provide the formation of algorithmic thinking style and the ability to implement robotic system. The development of the device involves the design, study of components, curriculums, writing programs, diagnostics. Each of the stage forms the skills of modeling and design, not only physical object, but also logical construction, abstract thinking. Robotics help build core competencies. This affects the formality on scientific worldview and the corresponding system of thinking. The principle also objective and scientificness provides that the content of education is based on the state of modern science. Trainees are attached to the elements of scientific research. Research methods master the ability of distinguish between the true and false position. Students gain access to modern equipment and environmental involved programs. The principle of the connection between theory and practice aims at the need for constant double and verification of theoretical principle using reliability practice criteria. Learning with the help of robotics allows students to solve real-life problems that require knowledge of STEM subject. The principle of consistency systematicity assumes that the teaching of educational robotics is conducted in a specific order. The system is built in a strict logical sequence. The material studied is clearly planned, divided into competent sessions. The main concepts are established in each topic. At the same time, logic is combined with emotion and feelings, with together increase the motivation of students. The principle of accessibility assumes that the training of consistent with the assumed knowledge and individual characteristic of the trainees. An effective teacher teaches the students themselves find the truth and introducing them to the search process in the formation of the basic competencies of the students, a gradual transition from simple models, non-complex design decision to carry out. The principle of visualization means that the learner should present everything that is visible for perception by sign, audible by hearing, subject to test by the test, accessible to touch by touch. Robotics is a new visual and aid simulating and the active perception of the course material. Robotic demonstration are of high quality, producing adjustable data presentation speed, allows the necessary number of repetitions can be commanded by visual, mechanical, and sound effects that focus students on the most significant elements of educational materials and increase interest in this development. The principle of activity of students follows from the nature of the structure of educational activity, which includes the teacher, students, and the environment. The most important component of the educational robotics programming is the organization of students' educational activities in the field of technical creativity at the design and research levels, in particular modeling, design, and programming robotics system. The principle of streaming of assimilation of knowledge suggests that the result of development motivation as well as high cognitive activity of the student, the content of instruction is fixed for a long time in his mind, becoming the basic of his behavior. A holistic system of integrating didactic principles allows us to ensure the high-quality organization of acquisition process, a part of the educational robotics course. The course Educational Robotics is taught as a discipline of free choice for students of all specialties, as well as a part of course selected programming issues for students of the educational behavior. The curriculum program consists of two modules. First, organization of research activities in the context of STEM education. Third, methodology of designing and programming robotics devices. The Education Robotics course is published in the distance learning system KSUONLINE, which is based on Moodle. The first module consists of theoretical materials in example the framework of digital competence, which has become the basic of creation of many standards of use digital technologies, including professional standards. Thanks to the formulated criteria, GCOM made is possible to establish the criteria and levels of the achievement and digital skills. Digital skills are some of the 21st century skills that are needed to adopt the technology world. The introduction of robotics in the educational process of the school is carried out throughout the work of extracurricular circles. The teacher conduct additional classes with individual students who have shown interest in the course. There is no robotics course in school subject programs, but the curricula of such disciplines as chemistry, physics, biology provides hours for project activities. Some programs describe the topics